Oh my God, the Federal Reserve is about to start QE very soon. QE, the money printer to pump all markets. Do you believe that's true? The people who are debating Pablo have been smashed down. Pablo has gone viral with this. Viral! I'm telling you, right? Look at this. This guy has been going against me, and look at this. I've now got, like 110,000 people viewing this and 1,000 likes. Look at this, 110,000, 1,000 likes. I said to him, no, bro, you got the chart wrong. Basically, people have been saying, this is an original tweet. They've been saying the Federal Reserve pumped $29 billion into the US banking system, the highest ever in 5+ years. So that's basically the highest since COVID, And this is a chart this guy posted, right, with 31st of October, Friday, and he said we hit 29.4 billion, right? And this guy has 2 million followers. 2 million followers, this crypto guy, right? But obviously he didn't know what he's talking about because Pablo smashed him. Pablo was like, kapow, kapow, boom, smashed him, right? That's why this tweet has gone viral. Pablo said, no, bro, you got the chart wrong. The Fed did not pump 29.4 billion into the US banking system. The Fed pumped 50.35 billion into the banking system yesterday. You are only looking at the treasury repos. See here? He's looking at overnight repurchase agreements, treasury securities purchased by the Federal Reserve, right? What is Pablo looking at? Pablo said, you're only looking at the treasury repos and forgot to include the MBS. MBS. Mortgage-backed securities, right? Here it is. Here is the real answer. So basically, you can see this was treasuries, 29.4 billion. He's not wrong. He's not wrong there. But what he's wrong is on October 31st, 2025, there was also 20.95 billion in mortgage-backed securities that the Federal Reserve has bought. All up, it was 50.35 billion. Okay, what am I trying to say here? Basically, what I'm trying to say is, and the reason why this tweet has gone viral is because the Federal Reserve is panicking. They're panicking because the Fed has pumped $50 billion into the US market the last time banks were open, which was Friday, 31st of October. And the guy got it wrong. He said, $29 billion, $29 billion. Yeah, it looks pretty bad, looks pretty impressive. No, Pablo is saying 50. It was over $50 billion. And I can show you where that number comes from, okay? So for the folks who want to debate me, I show you the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, which is the most authoritative Fed bank in America. I understand you have the Federal Reserve Bank of Philadelphia and of California and all those guys, but this is a Federal Reserve Bank of New York. If you go on their website, this is their website. Look, New York Fed, NewYorkFed.org, Markets Desk Operations /repo. If you go onto their website, you will see this, right? The mistake they made was they only looked at treasury securities, right? Hey, by the way, guys, I'm saying this because I'm trying to tell you that the Fed is about to do QE within weeks, like quantitative easing or money printing within weeks. Do you know how bullish that is? Do you realize how bullish that is? Yes, we could get a dip in between. We could get a dip in the next 2 or 3 weeks, but 4, 5, 6 weeks from now, we're going to get a major pump because the Fed is about to do QE, quantitative easing, money printing. And I'll tell you where the mistake those guys made. They might have 2 million followers. They might think they're red hot, but they got it wrong. What they did was this. They click on this button, Treasuries. So when you click on the Treasury button, do you see what the number is? 29.4 billion, because you're only counting Treasuries. You're only counting Treasuries, right? If you click on mortgage-backed securities and not include Treasuries, what do you see? 20.95 billion. 20.95 billion. But if you click on both of them, you see what? Total of 20.95 billion for mortgage-backed securities and 29.4 billion for treasuries. So all up, it's what? $50 billion, my friend. 50.3 billion dollars. That's massive. That's up what? Let me show you. Here it was like $6 billion if you add it all up. 6.75, that's called $7 billion. And here was $7.35 billion. Here was $8.4 billion, $7.75 billion, and $10 billion. And then suddenly we shot up to $50 billion. So we've essentially had like a 7x jump from 7 or 8 billion to 51 billion, well, $50.3 billion now. And that is crazy. Now, if you want to know how that affects the markets and QE and quantitative easing and money printing, then before we answer those questions, first let's answer the question of which crypto exchange does Pablo use? Well, Pablo uses exchange that's non-KYC. That means you don't need to show any ID. That means even the exchange can't see who you are. That means the IRS can't see you. Tax office can't see you. FBI, CIA, nobody can see you. Total privacy. That's why Pablo made this exclusive deal with them. Exclusive Pablo Human Link, right? Trade to win up to $6,000 plus 2 ETH, whatever the price of ETH may be at the end of this trading period, and get 20% bonus in USDT every time you deposit. Deposit $100, get $20, right? Plus 4K of trading. Deposit $500, then get $100 of futures bonus with 20K of trading, right? Some light trading. Deposit $1,000, get $200, 20%. You get the idea. Okay, limited time only, folks, because this deal finishes on 4th of November, midnight. And if you're watching this on YouTube right now, then basically just go, it's in the description below. It's in the description below on YouTube. But if you're watching on any other platform, such as this one, that's okay. Just click on the profile page and go straight down to my Stan link or Linktree. We click on that. And boom, there it is, the first deal that pops up, Bitunix, and because it's a great deal. Okay, let's get back to the markets, folks, but keep in mind, this deal is only on the Pablo Human Link. Only on the Pablo Human Link. Okay, so essentially, the mistake they made was they were only looking at overnight repos of the Federal Reserve. This is Fed, Philadelphia Fed, St. Louis Fed, sorry. And this is a Treasury securities purchased by Federal Reserve. You need to, this is Fed's own website, and they showed what number is this? $5 billion October 31st. But look, October 31st, $29.4 billion. $29.4 billion. So they're not wrong on this. Yeah, $29.4 billion. You can see on the screen right now, $20.94 billion. But what they're neglecting is that they miss the Federal Reserve Bank of New York website, which shows you all the everything, which is $29.4 billion plus the $20.95 billion. All up, it's $50.35 billion. What am I trying to say with this? Come on, guys. You know this. Like the amount of money, the US banking system is running out of money. It's like, I've shown you guys the chart. It's basically, what is this? This chart. This chart is basically, see this one here, WRE. That's the total reserves, WRES, total reserve balance in all US banks. And that number has now dipped below 3 billion. And RRP, reverse repos. Reverse repos basically is how much money the banks have to lend out. They had something like $2.5 billion, $1 trillion. The number has gone down to zero. And now basically the bank reserves have started going down from $3 trillion, starting going down to what is that, $2.87 trillion. And every time when you go down below 3 trillion, the market starts to panic. Right, see, here's the key number here, 3 trillion. And when we go below that to 2.87 $7.86 trillion. And then banks start to panic because they run out of liquidity. When they run out of liquidity, then the U.S. Federal Reserve must lend them some money, and that's what they did. They lent out $50.3 billion on the day.